Hello, and welcome to the extended read that I decided I was going to do today with the horse card that has come out before, but he's coming out again. And today it was the energy of real independence and what that truly looks like. But more than what it looks like is what it feels like. And I went on to say in the first reading today that if there is any kind of inauthenticity with your behavior and your character, for example, you have been a people pleaser, or you've been a doer for other people, and you've generally been, oh, what's that at the bottom of the pile? Oh, it's me. If you can relate to that, then what I am going on to say was the energy that I really felt before I even drew this card this morning was the feeling that can be attached to and tied up with people pleasing and performing for others and not being your true authentic self. After a while, after 30, 40 years, it can get so as you perhaps don't even know who you are really deep down. That can take a long while to chip away. But if you are aware that you are neglecting yourself and neglecting your needs, and whilst you're doing that, you can feel something inside your body that could be frustration, impatience, anger, anxiety. Those feelings can be a cauldron of reactions internally to the denial of self. And when you haven't got those feelings triggering you in your nervous system, when you're in a period of perhaps learning to stand on your own 2 feet and really give yourself what you need, there is a certain sense of calming down of your nervous system. And I'm actually talking about a physical issue. So you calm your actual nervous system down by taking yourself out of the circumstances and conditions that trigger you, that give you that disempowered feeling in your body. And when you come to being in that calmer space and you've perhaps navigated those obstacles and those areas of your life, you've overcome those things that push your buttons, it becomes really very, very apparent when there are little tiny weeny stones left in your shoe or bumps left under the carpet. When you're faced with the circumstances that push your buttons again, you go, ooh, what's that feeling? I haven't had that for a long time. And you've had a bit of a sort of distance between it perhaps at one point in your life being a kind of permanent state of anxiety, fear, anger, frustration, and your body has got used to it because it knows that there's no way out at that particular time. But if you've managed to navigate to still waters, calmer seas, sorry about all the water references, but if you've managed to navigate yourself through those obstacles and you have managed to give your nervous system some respite, you then get a real knowing when you have got those feelings back. So there may have been a point where you've got so much of that feeling that you are just one big ball of stress. And once you step back, and it's not till you step back and you're in a different space that you can then actually recognize it as a specific feeling. And then you can perhaps do a bit more digging and say, what has actually caused that feeling today? And it may be something as innocuous as, I've been having a nice day all to myself, and then all of a sudden I've got a call from a friend out of the blue. And it's really pushed my buttons. And they've asked you for a coffee, and you think, well, why am I feeling like this? And it may be because before you'd say, yeah, okay, I'll meet you for a coffee. But this friend is a friend who you've had good and bad times with, but you have now reached the end of your fertile time with them, and there's no growth in the relationship, and you feel like they are a real drain on you. And you know that, and you can feel that energy, and you can sense that energy. So having this call from them out of the blue has pushed your buttons, because you actually are in a different energetic state. You are more in your authenticity, and you are more independent and more free, and you don't want to have to pretend anymore. You are just so done with lip service and pretense and inauthenticity and small talk that doesn't go anywhere. You're not being true, and you're just done with it, and that's fine. In fact, it's fantastic. The problem comes when your friend doesn't particularly understand it, and that's where you have to be strong and stand your own ground and say, it just is what it is. This is no longer me now. It was me then, but it's not me now. And wish you all the best. See you later, baked potato. And this is the energy that I was trying to convey this morning with the first channel. But I knew that there was a lot more that I wanted to explain and didn't have time. So I did a little extended. So I hope that that little sort of broader, overarching understanding of what it feels like to recognize when you are not being authentic, when you are not being your authentic self, when you are not being true to yourself. It will actually carry a physical sensation. So the next time you're thinking, oh, why do I feel slightly angry? Or why do I feel slightly panicky? All that's happened is XYZ. If you think, that's because I'm going to have to be someone I don't want to be, or I'm going to have to pretend with this person, or I don't want to go to that place anymore, I'm just so beyond it, doesn't float my boat anymore. That's okay. Everybody changes. Everybody changes. And there are people changing rapidly. I mean, I don't know why everybody can't feel the G-force of this change, because it is a real rapid change. Rapid and final, as in, I'm not an astrologist, but these planetary alignments and events that are occurring at the moment don't happen very often. They are hugely, monumentally significant catalysts of change. And of course, it's the fire horse year, and I can feel an ever building forward momentum with this horse energy, with the planetary alignments. And it really is the time this year for you to put your energies into yourself, because once you do that, the pathway will be so clear about what you want to do, what you're capable of achieving. Everything will align once you acknowledge that it all starts within you, and not purposefully to the detriment of anybody else. Obviously, harm no one is the umbrella dictum that we have. But in choosing yourself, there will ultimately be change externally, and you have to hold really steadfast your ground. Believe in yourself and believe that you are the most important thing in your life. Okay. Thank you, horse. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.